I want to start off with a little Big 12 action. Arizona State, Kansas State. What are you looking at this one?
Well, we got some of the also rans in the Big 12 in this one, Steve. But, there's got to be a point spread winner in every game. And we're looking at this one. Arizona State, they come into this matchup 1-10 straight up over their last 11 games. Ironically, that one win, Steve, it came against Kansas State, who they're playing today. Now, the Arizona State losing streak has been the result of two things. Defensively, they've allowed opponents to shoot 55, 57, 59, and 45% over the last 4 games. That in itself is going to get you beaten games. But here's where it's really been ugly for Arizona State. Over their last 9 games, they've been out rebounded, and I had to add this up twice to make sure of this number. 100 rebounds. They've been out rebounded by 100 rebounds over the last 9 games. If you're giving up a high percentage of shots and you're getting crushed on the boards, you know what's going to happen? You're going to lose a lot of basketball games, and that's what's been the story for them. Kansas State is going to want to slow the tempo down. That's the way they play defense, and I think that's going to frustrate this Arizona State team. I'll go ahead. I'll lay it with Kansas State. I'll be honest with you. This number last night was 5.5 when we were breaking it down for the show. We have seen some movement this morning. We saw some sharp early money come in on the Kansas State side, as I'm seeing it now up to 6.5, but it's still laying it with Kansas State for me. Well, again, here's a couple teams that were disappointments this year. And as you said, the ACC is down this year. Remember when the over-under would be, or they're going to be 7, 8 teams? How many are going to make the big dance from the ACC? Well, we've had conference expansion this year in the ACC, and yet we may have the lowest number of ACC teams that we have seen in probably as long as I've been doing this, Steve. But we got to have a winner in this one, and I'm looking here. Syracuse is another team. They come into the tournament, 6 of their last 7 games. They've allowed their opponents to shoot 48% or better in 6 of the last 7 games. That's not going to get the job done. Florida State went 1-4 straight up over the last 5 games of the season. But if you look at the 4 losses, 3 of those 4 losses were against Louisville, Duke, and North Carolina. That is probably, obviously, Louisville and Duke, along with Clemson, the 3 best teams in the ACC. And then you've got North Carolina and Wake Forest after that. So they played the top echelon of the ACC in that losing streak. And then the 4th loss in that stretch came to Virginia, and that was by 3 points. And it immediately followed playing that juggernaut of Louisville, Duke, and North Carolina. Florida State is better than their overall record would indicate. And what they've done, they've lost to the top teams, and they've beaten the teams that they were supposed to, except they did lose 2 games when they went to California. And I don't know that there's a worse travel spot in college basketball than that California to Florida road trip, or vice versa, Florida to California road trip. So I am going to dismiss their 2 losses to Stanford and Cal that one weekend. Florida State, they were 8-3 this year when facing a team with a losing record. That's what they're doing here. Syracuse beat Virginia in their season finale, but Steve, they are only 3-9 against the spread this year following a win. I'm going to go ahead and take Florida State. They've beaten the teams they were supposed to beat this year. I'll go ahead and lay it with Florida State in this one.
Yeah, it's Marco D'Angelo, and he crushes it not just in college hoops, but in all sports. Marco, over the past year plus, like 14 months now, you're up 107 games above 500, up over 147 units of profit, and you've got a 7-day special right now, 7 days for just 77. Tell people about that.
Yeah, guys, this is the most exciting week of college basketball. There is action nonstop all week long, morning to night. You're going to have the doubleheaders with all the conference tournaments. If there's 1 week to buy and to get it at a discount, this is the week. And you can pick up 7 days, $77. All you got to do is punch in coupon code MD77. That's MD77 at checkout. You'll get all of my plays for the next 7 days. That's not only college basketball. You'll get anything I have in the NBA, also in hockey. Get it all. 7 days, all access. Guys, I love March Madness, and it starts with the conference tournaments because you get different angles that you can only use this time of the year. This is the only time where you're going to see teams play back-to-back-to-back days if they make a run.